All right, Karen.
All right, Jorge. What?
Well, okay, so this is a new series that we want to do where we essentially take someone who doesn't know anything about nails, which is me.
Okay.
Well, so for people who don't know me, my name's George Montoya. My actual name is Jorge, but I just go by George. You could call me whatever you want. Tracy calls me Jorge.
She yells Jorge.
She yells, yes. And so I'm the videographer, photographer. I just handle the video. Like, I have no experience with nails. If anything, if you look at my nails, like, I bite my cuticles, I bite my nails.
You've seen his nails before on camera.
I don't know anything about nails, except for the past 4 years, I've been seeing you guys do nails. And by you guys, it's Tracy, Greg, you, Melissa, Johnny, Habib even. And one of the things I've always wondered is like, what if I started learning nails when I started? Like working here. Like, so I started in August of 2020. If I had been doing nails that entire time for 4 years, where would I be at now?
If you had actually done the hands-on as you were well, not as you were filming, but kind of in the time frame that you were filming, you would probably be ready to go behind the chair. I mean, you could probably, I'm assuming, you could probably do nails at this point.
And we were wondering, okay, let's take someone who doesn't know anything about nails and let's try to teach them how to do nails with a revolving door of guests. So for today, it's you, Karen. We're looking to have Tracy and Greg on, Melissa. If you've thought about doing nails before, but you've never started or you kind of don't know where to start, this is like a simple break by break down of what the process is like. And because I don't do nails, my questions are genuine, like they are not manufactured.
None of this is staged. This is all legit, really how we are, you guys, so.
And the goal is to practice, all right, let's learn prepping, let's learn acrylic, let's learn gel.
Because for somebody who has not gone through school, has never really dabbled in nails, there's gonna be a lot of real basic kind of things to teach you here.
It's like, I'm almost like a toddler just taking his first steps and just kind of like, whoa. And I spoke to Tracy because we were talking to her and it's like, all right, where do we start, right? And you said the exact same thing that she did. And she was like, you start with prep. Prepping is the one thing that we always seem to go back to, usually when people have questions, because you answer a lot of the DMs, messages on Discord, customer service stuff, like, it's always like, why are my nails lifting? It's always prepping. And
I'll say that's probably the biggest question that we get is, why are my nails lifting? Why are they separating? Why, you know, and it really does go back to your prep. It goes back to those first steps that you take. And again, a lot of people don't really learn the proper ways of prepping. So
honestly, for beginning this journey, we got to go with prep. What's one thing I need to start practicing getting used to?
Okay, so let's just go through kind of the basic steps of prep, okay? So first one, and this is one that a lot of times people skip because they're like, oh, I'm just gonna do everything with my e-file or my hand file, but you don't ever wanna skip pushing the cuticles back,
Gotcha.
Okay, so when you're prepping, so you wanna make sure that you're just kind of coming in and loosening that cuticle. Okay, so just kind of coming around. You don't have to worry about, see all that little white flaky stuff? That's all your dead protein growth. That's what we're really trying to remove in our prep. But we just want to push that cuticle back so that we can expose all of that. If you take a look, so you do kind of bite at your cuticles so they aren't in terrible shape. You know, you don't have a lot stuck to the nail. But once you do get that cuticle pushed back, you can see all that white flaky stuff on the nail. So again, at this point, we're not really trying to clean all of that off. All we're trying to do is just push back and get, you know, just kind of loosen it up.
And you're not putting that much pressure, like this doesn't hurt. Is that enough?
Yep. It's, you know, for your cuticles especially, I'm gonna work a little bit carefully around that one. But you don't need a ton of pressure. Again, it's just to lift that cuticle at the back, okay? And this one's our damaged one, so this one we're even gonna be more careful on, because a lot of your damage is from that picking that you do. And we've discussed this, Jorge picks at his cuticles. It's not, you know, not any other condition. It is.
Some people were saying that.
It's like... we did, when we did our video before, there were a lot of people saying it was a, you know, another health condition, and it's really not.
Well, something that you said was, you asked me if I chew the area around here, and I was like, that's the best part. That's the freshest.
So gross.
Oh, it's gross.
When you're picking at that area there, you're actually putting, so your matrix of your nail, where the nail cells are produced, is right back here. So when you're putting all that constant pressure on there, that's actually causing damage and kind of jamming at that matrix. So that's why you're getting that uneven nail growth.
So we want to be gentle with
yes.
stuff like this.
Yeah. So very careful on something like that because he's already got that damage there. So you just want to make sure that, you know, I kind of worked around the sides here a little bit. I didn't really put a lot of pressure there because there's really not much stuck down here that I would have to worry about. So doing that, so you're going to basically hold it. I'm just going to grab a brush to just kind of work along with you here. So you're going to hold that like you'd hold a pen or pencil. And then something that I like to do with a lot of different techniques is I use my finger to balance. Okay?
The fulcrum finger.
The fulcrum finger.
Yeah.
You got it. Exactly. So it's your balancing finger. So when you're working, you're going to be putting pressure into your pinky and you're going to be using more of a technique like you're just writing.
And so, okay, so for example, like this is, I'm doing it and I see a little bit of that protein growth right there, but is that?
Your inclination is to get in there and get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Leave it alone.
Okay.
We're going to get to that over here. Okay?
Gotcha. Okay.
And I think that's one of the big things that people do when they're prepping. That's where they spend a lot of time is they feel like they have to go in there and they have to get everything super, super clean, but they're wasting time. So if you guys have seen Tracy's video about her 3 to 5 minute prep, this is where a lot of people waste extra time. So all you need to do is go through once, maybe a quick second time if there's something really stuck down, but that's it. Move on to the next.
Oh, okay.
And again, if you can balance, I know, and this is something that feels awkward, especially for, you know, people that are new to the e-file. This is something that with the e-file, we say it's non-negotiable. Because when you're working with the e-file, you have to balance your finger. Otherwise, you're going to put too much pressure into that handpiece and you're going to end up burning the client's nail. Okay. So as you're doing this, it's important to really figure out how to balance. And on yourself, sometimes it's a little bit awkward.
Yeah, I'm thinking like these two fingers are going to be kind of hard.
Okay. So I feel like you're trying to keep your fingers too straight. So you're kind of coming in like this. So just hold it like you'd hold a pen or pencil. And just kind of use that and pretend you're writing. Not even on your hand.
Oh.
Just pretend you're writing. Okay, that's kind of the motion that you're looking for. I think you're trying to use more of your arm.
Gotcha.
And you're going to put too much pressure there. So if you can just come in through there a little bit. Here, you know what? Push mine back.
Okay.
Stick out your little finger.
Oh,
balance
that's
on
right.
yourself. There you go. There. See, that looks a lot more natural.
I don't know.
What feels weird?
I don't know, maybe I feel like I'm not getting, like, it's a strange feeling. It's like I'm not getting the protein growth. Or
And that's okay. You're really not, that's not the purpose of pushing back the cuticles. You're not trying to get the protein growth. All you're trying to do is lift that cuticle and move that back. So it's exposing that protein growth. Okay?
Gotcha.
So you did exactly what you needed to do because you see all that white flaky
Yeah.
stuff. And yeah, you guys, I know I need a fill. I get it.
We're going to do a video about it. We're still going to be filming demos like we always do.
Yeah. But no, if you take a look, you've pushed back that cuticle, or what's actually called the eponychium. So the eponychium is this part of the cuticle, and that white flaky stuff, that's the actual cuticle that adheres that natural nail to the skin. So,
Gotcha.
So if this is our nail plate, okay, my right hand here is the eponychium, so it has that skin, it kind of curves underneath. And then your hand, let me put you right, just go right there, okay? So your hand is the actual cuticle in between those. The cuticle is what seals the skin to the nail and keeps out bacteria, germs, infections, and things like that. So what we do when we push back, so go ahead and pretend you're pushing back, you're actually pushing back the eponychium, exposing that true cuticle underneath, and this is what is going to get cleaned off the nail.
Is this the white flaky part?
That's the white flaky part, because once it's at that point, that's all just dead tissue.
Oh, okay.
So that's what we're really trying to push back and what we're trying to do here. So again, we're just pushing that eponychium back, exposing that true cuticle, and then we're going to remove that cuticle with the e-file.
Okay. So maybe like, so it's not even really about going hard. It's just about in 2 passes.
Just loosening. Yep, just loosening.
Oh, and in 2 passes. When I'm practicing, when I get to the trainer hand, is like getting.
Yes. So. Okay. And even in our OWC class, our students are working on the trainer hands 5 days a week. Well, that's the whole week, but they're working on those trainer hands. But we still recommend that they every time they do a service, they still go through and they push back or, simulate pushing back that cuticle. Because if you practice without doing that, you're going to forget to do that when you're actually doing your own nails or you're actually doing a client's nails. So you want to always get into the habit of doing everything that you would in practice that you would do on a real hand. I also think that understanding why we're doing what we're doing is important, because if we're just doing it to do it, there's no purpose to that. You have to understand why you're pushing back. And that's why I showed, my little demo there is you have to understand why you're pushing back that eponychium. It's to expose that true cuticle. It's not just to jam on the cuticle and hope for the best, so understanding why we do the things that we do is important.
Gotcha. So guys, this is the first video of God knows how long this series is gonna go. I mean,
there are so many topics that we could cover and so many precise little things that we can do in a shorter video like this. And things are always changing in this industry too. So we're never gonna get to a point where we've covered everything.
Yeah.
It's not even possible. There's so many other things that we can cover and so many things that are changing and new techniques, new products, new whatevers. So there's always more to learn.
So we're gonna see, we're gonna keep this series going. We're gonna see if I could go from 0 to hero.
I don't know about that, but we'll see.
And we're gonna break down the process as much as we can. I'm not breaking down the process. You guys are breaking down the process.
You're learning the process.
I'm learning the process. Trust the process.
Trust the process.
If you guys want to see anything in particular, if you want to treat me like your test dummy and just throw me off the Niagara Falls, please do so. Criticize me, give us suggestions, comments, tell us what you want to know. Literally, that's why we're here. We want to educate you guys. We want to help you. And I'm your conduit. I'm your newborn baby.
He's your little guinea pig.
Yeah, I'm your guinea pig.
Yeah. Give us all your thoughts, your insights, and put in the comments what you want to see Jorge learn.